Hey everybody, welcome. Marc Adams School of Woodworking. One of the things we're doing special this year is we're celebrating 25 years of our school. And one of the things that's made us what we are the incredible instructors that we have that come to teach here. And one that's been coming just about as long as anybody is Stephen Proctor. Stephen, in my opinion, without a doubt, is probably the best hand skill and tool skill technician on earth. And here's why. Stephen, tell me a little bit about where you come from.
I come from England, a village of Tealby in Lincolnshire.
And how long were you there during your school years?
I left high school in 1966.
And you went from high school to where?
To the Kingston-upon-Thames College of Art in London for 4 years.
To study what?
To study furniture design.
And so you started studying furniture design, but early on in life you had some experiences in a shop with a friend Stuart.
The village carpenter's shop owned by Mr. Butters. Mr. Butters' son-in-law Bernard Roach and his son Stuart Roach, who was my friend. We would spend a lot of time in the carpenter's shop watching Mr. Butters, Mr. Roach, sometimes two other people working. No power, all hand tools, gasoline lamps or kerosene lamps. And
you know, you've said that it was during that time and during your early years in school that you actually learned most of the skills that you use today.
Pretty much. I mean, we learn over the years lots of stuff, and I like trying to figure things out. Why is this or why is that? But yes, I learned the stuff that I teach in this class this week. I pretty much learned at age 11 in high school. I had 1 year woodworking in high school.
And something caused you to want to go into furniture design. What was that?
Well, I was good at drawing. I was a good drawer, and I loved woodworking. I've always had some innate wish to work with wood, whether it's whittling with a penknife or whatever. But I thought furniture design. Okay, that's good. So I applied to 3 art colleges where they had a course. I was rejected by one school, Hornsey College of Art. Fortunately, because there 4 years they were on strike.
Oh, well.
But I was when I would have been there. Another school, their course didn't actually exist, but I was accepted by Kingston-upon-Thames, very fortunately.
And then from there, you went on to earn a master's?
Well, from there, we did 4 years at Kingston, and then normally you're out on your ear. You're out on your own. But there was a place called the Royal College of Art, which offered a master's degree. But there were only 8 places each year, and it was open to people from all over the world. Every single student in the country would apply to it because it never cost me a penny. In fact, the government paid me my beer money, so beer and cigarette money. So anyway, I was fortunate enough to be accepted. The professor was David Pye.
David Pye, the remarkable David Pye.
Yes, and 2 other of my classmates from Kingston were accepted at the same time. So 3 of us out of 8 from Kingston. It was quite
that's how
quite
good
a
you
coup.
all were.
Well, we fed off each other.
And then as you completed that program, you went back to shear sheep and to start a small woodworking business.
At the end of the Royal College, your 3 years, there's a degree show. You put your work on it. It's a pretty snazzy affair, royalty, Princess Margaret and Prince, whatever, they're all Lord this and Lord that. But I was very lucky with the furniture I had in it was given great publicity, so I was in Vogue and magazines, and my furniture went on tour around the world. And did it from college.
And some of it's in collection at the Victoria Albert.
They owned the furniture that you'd made, and they wanted to keep this one fiberglass chair, which is in their private collection. So
cool.
Because the Victorian Albert Museum was built for the Royal College of Art students as a collection of objets d'art for students to study. That's how it originated.
And then you went back And you had an opportunity to meet somebody.
Well, when I finished college, a chap called John Makepeace offered me a job working for him, and he was numero uno furniture designer in the country. I mean, just astounding work. He was like the idol. But I thought, no, I'd rather be back home in Lincolnshire, where I'll do myself, where I can shear sheep, lead straw bales, or do whatever, be in an environment I knew. But we kept in touch. And in fact, my friend at the Royal College of Art, Ashley Cartwright, he took the job. So he went to work for John. But we kept in touch, and one weekend he invited me down to meet this American chap. He said, you'll be interested in his work. I might have seen a piece of his maybe once or something. I don't generally keep up with what's happening everywhere else. But anyway, at dinner, this chap, Wendell Castle, showed slides of his work, and I was in awe of the volume of work, not necessarily the work. I mean, I like a lot of the work, but how can you do that much carving? Because I was doing sort of some organic stuff. I had a 1/4-inch collet router and free carving with a 2-flute router cutter, which is pretty scary. Yeah. So anyway, the pub next day, he offered me a job to come and be a shop foreman.
And so you ended up in America?
1975, I come to America to work for Wendell, and it was 2 years. If he didn't like me, too bad, and if I didn't like him, too bad. It's 2 years. So, and it's the best move I've ever made in my life.
And at the end of that 2 years, then you became ultimately the dean of the
Well, we started the Wendell Castle School of Fine Furniture Making. I was the dean.
Yeah. And then ultimately, you started to do the summer workshop series and started to work on your own in your own shop. And we brought you here in 1995 was when you first started here.
It was the second year of your school, I think.
Second year.
Yeah.
And you've been here ever since. And you started running our apprenticeship program. And one of the things that you've done here is because of your incredible hand skills and your ability to teach that, is we've actually included your class.
I do like doing the table saw, you know.
We've included your class as a part of our master's requirement. So every student that comes through and completes that has to take your class. And yes, he does show how to do some unbelievable stuff on the table saw as well. You know, there's a whole lot more about Stephen we'd like to share with you. But the best way to learn more about him and from him is to just come and take a workshop. We have him here all summer long, and we look forward to someday having you come and meet Stephen in person and take a class with us.
Hello, everybody.
Thank you very much.